Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Wright. Thanks for joining me as we spend this next hour together. As always, I'm hoping that you're safe and well, taking care of yourself and your family because you matter. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, and what a week it has been. We'll talk about a lot on tonight's show. We'll have politics first with the West Coast Connection, attorneys Mark Harris and Timothy Allen Simon, and then we're going to inspire and entertain you, which is what this show is all about as well. We'll have a Black record label executive joining us tonight, Phil Thornton. He's the Senior Vice President of RCA Inspiration, and he's worked with the likes of Kirk Franklin, Marvin Sapp, Molly Music, and so many other award-winning artists. He's in the house tonight, and he will talk about his life story, and it will inspire you because it's based on his faith. Which leads me to my opening observations. It was Martin Luther King Jr. who stated this about faith. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Think about that. Those are my opening observations. So to get things started today, I'm joined by the West Coast Connection. They're in the house once again. Gentlemen, good to see you. I have attorneys Mark Harris and Timothy Allen Simon. Always a pleasure to have them as they weigh in on the politics of the day. And so here we are, gentlemen. I guess the most important thing right now is that President-elect Joe Biden has stated what he will do for his first 100 days as it relates to COVID-19. He's encouraging everyone to wear a mask, which is symbolic of his first 100 days in terms of how he wants to deal with the coronavirus, masking up, COVID down. That's a good sign of leadership and acknowledging that there is a problem and that he's paying attention to the science. Do you agree with that?
Leadership matters. I think that this is symbolism interconnected with substance. Here we have a situation where every scientist, credible scientist and medical professional has said masks save lives. I'm gonna tell you, Kelly, just anecdotally, when I'm out in public now, I get very offended when people approach me without a mask. Not to the point of anger or hostility or fighting or anything like that, but I just think it's so selfish. I'm making a judgment about that person on the basis of their selfishness, their unwillingness to wear something as simple as a mask to protect me and others is a telling sign to the American psyche. So I applaud the president-elect and the vice president-elect. I think the first 100 days is an absolutely essential period from January until late March or early April. It's going to be right at the height of all the COVID expansion. So yes, I support the president-elect's efforts to mask up for the first 100 days of his administration.
So I applaud President-elect Biden, but he's doing what he is supposed to do. You know, we are going back to intelligence and science and care and compassion in the Oval Office in the White House with President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. But let us not forget, that's the way it's supposed to be. As Mark has said, that is true leadership. So I applaud him, but I also said, take the position that this is the logical step under this pandemic.
We'll also talk about what Mr. Trump continues to do to undermine the election results. That and more when we return with the West Coast Connection after the break. Welcome back to the program, joined once again by the West Coast Connection attorneys, Timothy Allen Simon and Mark Harris. I should point out that Mark Harris is partner of the Ben Crump Law Firm. Timothy Allen Simon is chairman of the board of directors for the California African American Chamber of Commerce. And both of these gentlemen are politically astute in that Mr. Simon is also a former commissioner of public utilities under the Schwarzenegger administration. And Mr. Harris has worked, as you've heard before, for the Clinton administration. Gentlemen, in all of your years of following politics, have you ever seen a president, a seated president who's lost the election, act the way Donald Trump has been acting to undermine the integrity of this election and to cast doubt on it, causing a lot of people who follow him to actually support that there was no legitimacy in this election?
No, in a word, no, I haven't. In all my time, I started following national politics very early in my life, Kelly. As Commissioner Simon knows, I've been involved in California politics and or national politics for most of my life. I've never seen a person at this level of authority behave in this manner. I've never seen a governor. I've never seen a mayor. I've never seen anyone behave like this at this level of responsibility and power. I hope we're coming to the end of the great American nightmare. Unlike a number of my friends and colleagues who I tease, Kelly, and say, who are you going to beat up now that Donald Trump is gone? They have been 4 years all in on berating and denigrating the president of the United States. I haven't participated in that. I respect the office of the presidency, always have, including 45. But this person who is serving currently as the president of the United States has done more to erode the confidence in the position of president of the United States more than any person in my memory.
Timothy, to Mark's point, look, the whole world is watching. You've stated that quite a few times on this program. And John Ratcliffe, who is the director of national intelligence, has stated that foreign governments are watching this. And he's also stated that from his perspective, there has been nothing wrong with this election, that it was done fair and square. But he is concerned about China exacerbating the situation and taking the things that have been stated in the public forum and utilizing that to cause more division amongst us as Americans. That can't stand. We've got to get over this and get through this. And the current president of the United States could do a lot to help do that by putting down an olive branch rather than raising the specter of malfeasance.
It would be great if the president participated in the peaceful transfer of power that has been the history of this country. But we have to remember that part of his strategy and the strategy of his administration is to place doubt in the legitimacy of those who either have defeated him or disagree with him. And again, this goes back to the birther movement, when he created doubt as to whether or not the duly elected president of the United States was a citizen. So it's my hopes that we can show the world that President-elect Biden and Vice President Harris have won. Let's move on. That'll be my prayers, but I don't have a high expectation.
Some history being made there in California. Tell me about it, please.
I'm so excited. I know that Commissioner Simon and I share this pride in the fact that we're going to have a new Associate Justice of our state Supreme Court, Martin Jenkins, who has served on so many different levels in California as a judge, as an appointee of our current governor, the Honorable Gavin Newsom, will be sworn in later today as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of California. Only the third African-American male to serve in that capacity in all of history, and the first openly gay appointee to the Supreme Court of California. My son Martin has been honored to be asked by Justice Jenkins to be a part of that ceremony. There are only going to be 4 folks who are going to be a part of that actual ceremony, that swearing in later today. My youngest son Martin will be part of that. I couldn't be prouder of him, and I couldn't be prouder of Governor Newsom for appointing a jurist with such outstanding credentials as Martin Jenkins.
Timothy?
Well, I've been a friend of Marty, as I call him, Justice Jenkins, for over 60 years. His family and my family attended the same church and parish school, St. Michael's. We've known each other through law practice and family for many, many years. As Mark alluded to, he served on the municipal bench, the Superior Court bench, the federal court, the state appeals court, and now the California Supreme Court, the 5th largest economy in the world. Very, very proud of Marty and the Jenkins family, an outstanding family of enormous fortitude. I knew his mother and father, God rest their souls, very well. And I know that they're smiling down on him today.
Well, gentlemen, we thank you for bringing that to our attention. Our congratulations to the new justice. And of course, it's history making, and we appreciate you bringing it to light. Attorneys Timothy Allen Simon and Mark Harris, the West Coast Connection, I bid you a great and safe and happy weekend.
Appreciate you, Kelly.
Hey, I know you two like music, so when we return, Make sure you stick around and watch the rest of the show because we've got a dynamic young man who's head of RCA Inspiration, and he's going to bring some inspiration to us as well, just like you're inspiring news about the new justice there in California. Stick around. Coming up next, Phil Thornton, president of RCA Inspiration. That's next.